I'm an addict. It's Tuesday. We're going to have Testimony Tuesday. So tonight, I want to talk about what makes this time different for me. So this isn't my first attempt at recovery. I actually tried back in 2008, 2009. At that point, I'd only really messed with prescription painkillers and stuff like that at the time. Nothing too crazy. But I went to a program, a 3-month program, trying to save a relationship at the time. It's like my first real relationship. We were together 5.5 years. And the drugs destroyed that relationship. So I was trying to save it. As I know now, you really can't do that. It doesn't work. So after 3 months of the program and me ultimately deciding that I'd been there long enough, not the program deciding I'd been there long enough, and I'd left on my own accord and ultimately ended up leaving Florida at that point. Knowing that if I stayed there, I definitely want to be here today. So definitely a good thing there. But leaving, of course, the relationship ended, you know what I mean? And of course, the recovery didn't last because if you don't do it for yourself, you're not going to last, that's for sure. And so I still tried to do good, but it wasn't long before I ran right back into the same stuff, you know what I mean? And even worse, it progressed to harder stuff from there. And so I ended up using, and then, would get busted or caught or, found out that I'm using, and then I went to my dad's. Was out there for a while, and that situation didn't suit me because, of course, I wasn't doing what I should have been doing, like the right stuff, the next right thing. Figured I'd just not use and I'd be alright. And just bounced around. Well, after that didn't work out that way, I came back to my mom's, and she wasn't letting me come back this time. So I had to figure something out, and I figured, here, I can go, to my mom's hometown and from Royal in a small town, and there's no way I can get in trouble in a small town. I came from a city, there's no way I can get in trouble in a small town. Yeah, right. Wasn't there long before I ended up meeting my kid's mother and, not being preventative or taking precautions, and you end up with responsibilities. And I don't regret them, not in the least, you know what I mean? But I did what I thought I needed to do as far as trying to support a habit that I was trying to keep a secret and provide. So ultimately, I spent my daughter's 2nd birthday incarcerated, doing 3 years. You figure that'd be kind of like an eye-opening event, you know what I mean? Like, you might change your ways, but of course not, because while I was incarcerated, I was still using. And just doing all the wrong things. And so, of course, the relationship with my kid's parent deteriorated, and then you know how that goes while you're incarcerated. It just doesn't last, and especially when somebody's made so many mistakes and stuff like that, it's a lot to ask. And so, of course, when I got out, I had my own place. Definitely not in right headspace as far as trying to be with my kids, but not being in my kids' lives all the time, and just how much that was affecting me because my dad wasn't around, and just all that. And of course, not using the right boundaries to actually protect myself. And of course, I really didn't see that I had a problem. I just figured I used drugs recreationally. So I ended up running right back into incarcerations and stuff like that. This last time, I met somebody that I'm all right with who I am with, and they don't make up the entirety of my life. Like, they're a part of my life, and I'm part of their life. And I love her to death, and but I used to put a lot of basis on relationships and trying to control them and trying to be like the hand that guided everything, you know, and definitely not going to get anywhere like that. And it definitely caused a lot of problems. But I realized that I would try to hold on to these things because of situations from my past where my dad left when I was young. That's why every time relationships and everything broke apart, like, I just felt like there was nothing that I had. And so it was easy to just go back to numbing everything. The difference is now is that I want something more with my life, and I'm doing it for me, so that I can look at myself and be proud. If everybody else says they're proud of me, or, you know, encourages me, that's great. But for a long time, I wasn't proud of myself, and I wasn't even able to, like, really look at myself in a real way, because I just wasn't being who I was supposed to be. I'm trying to change that now by doing the next right thing. It's weird how that works, because as you start to do, like, those things, it's nothing to do the next right one. I just hope that you start your journey soon if you haven't, and I hope that you follow us along our journey. See where we're going, and thank you for letting me share.